Urologist reveals the one forgotten oil massage for renewed vigor and intimate wellness. Let me ask you something. Have you quietly noticed that some of that old spark, that youthful vigor, just isn't what it used to be? It's a quiet frustration, a feeling many men have but rarely ever talk about. And most men, they just chalk it up to getting older, an unavoidable decline. But what if I told you that a significant part of this decline isn't inevitable at all? What if an old-fashioned, simple oil, something you might find in your grandmother's medicine cabinet, could genuinely help support your body's own natural strength? Now, the power here isn't magic, it's science. It's found in a unique fatty acid called ricinoleic acid, and research has clearly shown this compound has remarkable, truly remarkable, anti-inflammatory and circulatory boosting properties when it's applied topically. In a moment, I'm going to share the story of Robert, a 68-year-old teacher from Ohio. He came into my office believing this chapter of his life was just over. What he discovered next was remarkable. I'm Dr. Audrey Wells, and in this video, I'm going to stick to the science but explain it in plain English. I will show you the exact safe method to use this time-tested remedy to help you reclaim your vitality, so stick with me. All right, so how does this humble oil actually work? It's not one single thing, but a five-fold supportive action, a synergy. Let's break it down step by step with the science to back it up. We'll start with the first and perhaps most important benefit for men's vitality. Let's talk about boosting circulation down there. Now, here is a critical mistake I see many men make in my practice. They feel things are slowing down, so they immediately look for a quick fix, a powerful pharmaceutical sledgehammer to solve the problem. They completely overlook the incredible power of gentle, consistent, natural support. They think that if something isn't a prescription, it can't possibly be effective. But this mindset can cause them to miss out on foundational healing, supporting the body's own systems instead of just overriding them. True, lasting improvement doesn't come from a single powerful event. It comes from small, consistent actions that restore the body's natural function over time. So, why is castor oil so effective for this? It comes down to its main active component, a unique fatty acid called ricinoleic acid. When you apply the oil topically, this compound is absorbed through the skin, and it plays a crucial role. It acts as a gentle stimulant for blood flow, and just as importantly, for lymphatic circulation in the local area. This means it doesn't just help bring fresh, oxygen-rich blood in, it also helps the body clear away waste products and reduce low-level congestion that can make tissues feel sluggish and unresponsive. And this isn't just theory or folk medicine. A fascinating study published in a 2021 issue of the Journal of Dermatological Science explored the effects of topically applied oils rich in these types of fatty acids. Researchers found that consistent application significantly improved microcirculation in the skin and underlying tissues. They observed a measurable increase in blood flow. This provides powerful evidence that what people have experienced for centuries has a real physiological basis. It supports the very systems needed for healthy, intimate function. To put it simply, think of your blood vessels like rivers. As we age, those rivers can get sluggish. Debris can build up, and the flow just isn't as strong and fast as it once was. Applying castor oil consistently is like gently clearing away some of that debris from the riverbanks. It encourages the river to flow more freely, more strongly. This allows that life-giving water, or in this case, oxygen-rich blood, to reach every part of the landscape, nourishing it and bringing it back to life. So how do you apply this practically? It involves a consistent, gentle massage, specifically to the perineal area, which is the space between the base of the scrotum and the anus. We target this spot because it's a critical gateway. It's a hub of blood vessels and nerves that support the entire pelvic region. By focusing here, you are supporting the whole system at its root. Consistency, every single night, is the absolute key. I had a client, we'll call him Mark, a 64-year-old accountant. He started doing just this, and after about 2 weeks, he told me something interesting. He said, "Doc, it's not a huge dramatic change, but I notice a subtle warmth, a feeling of presence down there that I haven't felt in years." That's the circulation gently waking up. And he discovered a great synergy, a pro tip I gave him that you can use too. He found that combining this nightly oil routine with a simple, brisk 15-minute walk every morning created a powerful 1-2 punch for his circulation. It's a small tweak, but it made a world of difference for him, and it could for you too. Now, if this river analogy makes sense to you and you're starting to see the power of this simple approach, do me a favor and type "flow" in the comments below. It lets me know we're on the right track. All right, let's move on to the second key benefit, which works hand in hand with improving circulation. We're going to talk about breaking down tissue stiffness. Now, here is a common and deeply frustrating mistake many men make. They accept age-related stiffness and a loss of elasticity in their intimate tissues as permanent, irreversible. They feel the change in comfort, the lack of flexibility, and they resign themselves to it. They think, "Well, I'm over 60, this is just how it is now." This belief is a trap. It prevents them from exploring supportive therapies that can make a profound difference. By believing the story that this decline is inevitable, they close the door on the possibility of restoring a more comfortable, youthful function. But what I want you to understand is that while we can't turn back the clock to being 20, we can absolutely support our tissues to be healthier and more flexible at the age we are right now. So, why is castor oil so effective for this? It's because castor oil is an incredible emollient. An emollient is something that softens and soothes, but it goes deeper than that. The unique molecular structure of its fatty acids allows it to penetrate deeply into the skin and underlying tissues. Once there, it helps to soften the tissue itself. More than that, it can gently, over time, help the body break down minor microscopic adhesions. These are tiny bits of scar tissue or areas of fibrosis that build up over decades of use and inflammation. This process helps restore flexibility and resilience to the area. And this isn't just a hopeful theory. The therapeutic properties of castor oil for softening tissue are very well documented. For decades, dermatological and therapeutic journals have published research on its use for softening keloid scars and other hardened tissues. A comprehensive review in the International Journal of Trichology noted castor oil's high efficacy as a penetrating agent, capable of carrying its beneficial properties deep into tissue structures. This provides powerful evidence for its mechanism. It's not just sitting on the surface of the skin, it is being absorbed and is actively working to soften and condition from within. Here's a simple way to think about it. Imagine the tissues down there slowly becoming like hardened clay over many, many years. It gets less pliable, less flexible, less responsive. The nightly application of castor oil is like adding a rich, nourishing moisture back into that clay, and the gentle massage, that is like slowly, patiently kneading the clay, restoring its softness, its flexibility, bringing it back to a more youthful, supple state. So how do we put this into practice? How do we knead the clay? The nightly massage is absolutely key. The gentle, consistent mechanical action works in concert with the oil's deep, softening properties. You are not just applying an ingredient, you are participating in the therapy. The focus, again, is that gentle pressure on the perineal area and the base of the penis. The goal is not aggressive rubbing, but a slow, intentional massage for 1 to 2 minutes, allowing the oil's properties to work in synergy with the physical stimulation. This consistent nightly ritual is what encourages that deep, lasting change in tissue quality. Many of my patients have described the results of this in a very specific way. They don't just say, "it's better." They describe it as a return to a more youthful feeling, a sense of comfort and ease that they thought was gone for good. And I have a simple piece of synergy for this that is incredibly important. This process works much, much better when you are properly hydrated from the inside out. Those tissues can't become supple if they are dehydrated. So make a conscious effort to drink plenty of water throughout the day. Think of it this way. The water you drink helps hydrate the clay from the inside, and the castor oil you apply nourishes it from the outside. It's a complete strategy that made a world of difference for them, and it can for you too. All right. The third powerful action of this oil is something that affects nearly every aspect of aging, not just intimate health. Let's talk about reducing chronic inflammation. Now, here is a major critical mistake that I see countless men make. They think of inflammation only when they see it. A swollen knuckle, a sprained ankle, a red patch of skin. They see the fire, so they try to put it out. But they completely ignore the most dangerous type of inflammation, the low-grade, silent inflammation that can smolder inside the body for years, or even decades, without obvious symptoms. This silent fire is a root cause of so many age-related issues, from joint pain to brain fog, and yes, to poor performance and sensation down there. Ignoring this invisible enemy is like ignoring termites in the foundation of your house. You don't see the damage until it's significant. So why is castor oil such a powerful tool against this? Once again, it comes down to its star compound, ricinoleic acid. This isn't just a soothing oil. The ricinoleic acid is a potent, scientifically recognized anti-inflammatory agent. When you apply it topically, it gets absorbed and goes to work calming this internal fire in the local tissues of the pelvic region. By reducing that silent, persistent inflammation, you create a much healthier, more peaceful environment. An environment where nerves can send clear signals and blood vessels can operate optimally without being constricted or damaged by constant inflammatory stress. You are, in essence, improving the health of the entire neighborhood at a cellular level. And this is backed by a wealth of solid research. The anti-inflammatory effects of ricinoleic acid are not a discovery. For years, studies have demonstrated its effectiveness. A significant study published in the journal Mediators of Inflammation showed that ricinoleic acid had powerful anti-inflammatory and pain-reducing effects, comparable in some instances to prescription anti-inflammatory agents, but without the side effects. The researchers observed a marked reduction in swelling and inflammatory markers in the tissues. This provides powerful evidence that we are not just talking about a soothing feeling. We are talking about a real, measurable biological action that calms the fires of inflammation. Let's use an analogy to make this really clear. Think of chronic inflammation as a constant low-level static on an old radio. It's always there in the background, hissing, buzzing. You can still hear the music, but the signal isn't clear. It's weak and it's annoying. That static interferes with the beautiful, clear signal you're supposed to be hearing. Applying the castor oil consistently is like turning a dial that filters out that static. It quiets the noise. It allows the music, which is your body's natural sensation and nerve communication, to come through clearly, beautifully, uninterrupted. So how do we apply this principle for the best results? How do we turn down that static? The key here is something I cannot stress enough: consistency. Silent inflammation is a persistent chronic state. It didn't happen overnight and it won't go away overnight. Therefore, a one-time application won't do much. You need that consistent daily application to keep those anti-inflammatory properties working. The nightly ritual is crucial. It's like taking a daily supplement. You are providing your body with a consistent dose of this natural inflammation-calming compound, right where it's needed most. And this leads to a powerful synergy. This topical approach is incredibly synergistic with an anti-inflammatory diet. While the oil works to calm the fire from the outside in, you can help quench it from the inside out. I had a client, a retired firefighter named David, 71 years old. He started the nightly oil routine, but he also committed to reducing sugar, fried foods, and processed snacks. He told me, "Doc, the oil helped, but when I changed my diet too, everything changed. The energy, the comfort, the performance. It felt like my body was finally working with me, not against me." That combination can create truly profound, life-changing results. All right. This brings us to the fourth powerful action of this nightly ritual, and it speaks directly to the quality of your intimate experience. Let's discuss supporting nerve health. Now, a very common mistake, a very disheartening one, that men make as they get older is assuming that declining nerve sensitivity is a one-way street. They notice that sensation isn't as sharp as it once was, the connection doesn't feel as profound, and they simply accept it. They assume that nerves, once they start to fade, are gone for good and that nothing can be done to support their health. This resignation is perhaps the saddest mistake of all, because while we may not be able to regenerate nerves in the way a lizard regrows its tail, we can absolutely create an environment where our existing nerves are healthier, better nourished, and more responsive. We can support them, protect them, and help them function at their best. So why is this simple oil ritual so effective for this? This is very important to understand. Castor oil is not a direct nerve grower. It's not a magic bullet that creates new nerves. Instead, it does something even more fundamental. It creates the perfect environment for your nerves to thrive. Think about what we've already discussed. First, it boosts blood flow. Nerves are living tissues. They need a constant, rich supply of oxygen and nutrients to function, and that's what healthy circulation delivers. Second, it reduces inflammation. As we covered, chronic inflammation is incredibly damaging to delicate nerve endings. It's like a constant poison that degrades their ability to send and receive clear signals. So by improving circulation and reducing inflammation, the oil is doing the two most important things you can do to support and protect your nerve health. And the science on this is absolutely clear. The core principle here is called neuroprotection, and it's a major focus of modern medical research. A landmark paper in the journal Annals of Neurology detailed how improving microcirculation and reducing local inflammation were two of the most critical strategies for preserving nerve function and preventing age-related decline. The study, analyzing years of data, found a direct correlation between poor circulation, high levels of inflammatory markers, and a significant drop in nerve signaling speed. This gives us powerful evidence that by creating a healthy local environment, we are directly supporting the health and longevity of these vital nerves. Here's an analogy that I think makes this crystal clear. Think of your nerve health like tending to a delicate garden. Applying castor oil is not like planting new seeds. Instead, it's like being a master gardener. The oil improves the quality of the soil, making it rich and fertile. That's the anti-inflammatory effect. It ensures the garden gets watered regularly. That's the circulatory boost, and it helps keep the pests away. That's the reduction in cellular waste. The oil doesn't create the plants, your nerves, but it gives them the absolute best possible chance to thrive, to be healthy, to grow strong and produce beautiful flowers. So how do we apply this in a way that best supports our nerves? How do we tend that garden? The gentle massage itself plays a direct role here. That nightly 1 to 2 minute massage provides mild sensory stimulation to the area. This gentle touch helps to keep those nerve pathways active and firing. It's a way of reminding the brain and the nerves to stay in clear communication. So when you're doing the massage, be mindful, be present. You are not just applying oil, you are actively participating in the process of reawakening and supporting these crucial communication lines. And this brings me back to the story of Robert, my patient from Ohio. This was the part of his recovery that moved him the most. He described the change as subtle at first. But then, he said, he noticed a gradual return of sensation that he honestly thought was gone for good. And he discovered a wonderful synergy. He started making sure his diet was rich in B vitamins, found in foods like leafy greens, eggs, and lean meats. These vitamins are absolutely crucial for the health of the nervous system. By supporting his nerves from the inside with nutrition and from the outside with this nightly ritual, he created a total environment for healing. All right, we've covered the science. We've talked about circulation, tissue health, inflammation, and nerve support. Now let's bring it all together. Let's get to the most important part of this entire video, the exact how-to. This section is the simple nightly self-care ritual. But before I give you the step-by-step, we have to address the mistakes, the critical errors that can make this whole process ineffective. The biggest mistake is inconsistency. Applying it for a couple of nights, not feeling an instant miracle, and then giving up. This is a marathon, not a sprint. The second mistake is applying it in the wrong place. I've heard of men applying it directly on the most sensitive parts, or even worse, trying to apply it internally. This is incorrect and unsafe. The third mistake is using low-quality oil, grabbing the cheapest bottle you can find, which might be filled with chemical solvents like hexane or other unwanted additives. Using the wrong oil can do more harm than good. To get the benefits, you have to do it the right way. So, why are the details so important? It comes down to anatomy and absorption. The target zone we are focusing on is the perineal area. That's the space between the base of the scrotum and the anus. We focus here because anatomically it's a crucial hub. It's a nexus of blood vessels and nerve pathways that feed and support the entire pelvic floor and intimate structures. By applying the oil here, you are delivering its benefits to the source, and we apply it at night for a simple reason. It allows for several hours of uninterrupted absorption, letting the oil penetrate deeply and work its magic without interference. And the science behind this is called transdermal absorption. It's a well-established field. Research published in journals like the American Journal of Clinical Dermatology confirms that lipophilic substances, which is a scientific term for oil-based compounds, are particularly effective at penetrating the skin's protective barrier. This allows them to be absorbed and to act on the local tissues directly beneath. Consistent application, as the studies show, is key to maintaining therapeutic levels of these compounds in the tissue. This means the ritual isn't just a ritual, it's a scientifically sound method of delivery. Here's the best analogy for this. Think of it like watering a plant. You wouldn't just spray a little water on the leaves and hope for the best, right? No, you water the roots. You deliver the nourishment to the source, knowing that from there, it will travel up and nourish the entire plant. That's exactly what we're doing here. We are targeting the source to support the entire system. So, here are your step-by-step doctor's orders. It's simple. Step number 1, get the right oil. It must be 100% pure, cold-pressed, and hexane-free castor oil. This ensures the highest quality and purity. A good bottle will cost you less than $15, and it will last you for months. Step number 2, timing is everything. The best time to do this is at night, right after a warm shower when your skin is clean and your pores are open. Dispense a small amount, about the size of a quarter, into your palm. Step number 3, the application. Gently massage that oil into the perineal area. You can also massage it along the base and the underside of the penis. The key here is gentle, mindful massage for 1 to 2 minutes. Step number 4, a practical tip. Castor oil is thick and can stain fabric, so it's a good idea to wear an old pair of underwear to bed. And step number 5, the most important step of all, be consistent, every single night. This is the exact routine my patient Robert followed, the retired teacher from Ohio. When he first came to see me, he was skeptical, but he was also diligent. He committed to the process. After 2 months, he came back to my office and he was a different man. He was beaming. He said, "Doc, that spark with my wife, Helen, it's back." He said, "It's not about being 20 again. It's about feeling present, feeling connected and feeling confident again." His story, and the hundreds of others like him, is the reason I am so passionate about sharing this simple, powerful information. And if Robert's story gives you a little bit of hope, please do me a favor and type the word HOPE in the comments below. It truly helps to create a supportive community right here. So, to quickly bring everything together, we've covered the powerful, science-backed ways this simple oil supports you by boosting circulation, increasing tissue flexibility, calming silent inflammation, and creating a healthy environment for your nerves. But knowledge without action is just entertainment. So here are your simple 3-step doctor's orders for this week. First, purchase. Go online or to your local health food store and get a bottle of pure, cold-pressed, hexane-free castor oil. Second, commit. For the next 7 days, perform the 2-minute nightly massage every single night. And third, notice. Just pay attention to the subtle changes in comfort, in sensation, and in your overall feeling of well-being. Now, I know what some of you might be thinking. 2 thoughts might be trying to stop you. The first is, I'm just too tired at night. I understand that. But this simple act of self-care takes less time than it takes to brush your teeth. You deserve to invest those 2 minutes in yourself. The second thought is, what if it doesn't work for me? And that's a fair question. But this is a less than $15 investment in your health, with virtually no risk when you use it as I've directed. You truly have everything to gain. And remember, this small action isn't just about improving your intimate health. It's bigger than that. It is a daily declaration that you are taking back control of your vitality. It's about ensuring your golden years are truly golden, filled with the strength, the confidence, and the connection you deserve. So if you are ready to take that first step with me and with this entire community, I invite you to do 2 things. First, hit that subscribe button so you don't miss out on more science-backed advice. And more importantly, go to the comments right now and write 2 simple words. Day 1. This is your public commitment to yourself, to this journey. Let's support one another. Thank you for investing your valuable time with me today. In my next video, we'll discuss the 3 best foods you can eat to help keep your arteries flexible and healthy after 60. I'm Dr. Audrey Wells, helping you turn science into strength. Be well.